Right, thank you so much, Frida Kering Chebet, for that. Now, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition on Thursday censored President William Ruto's administration over the proposed increased tax burden on Kenyans and the ongoing investigations into extrajudicial killings. In a press briefing held in Nairobi, ODM leader Raila Odinga said the investigations into extrajudicial killings in the country have turned into witch hunt against former DCI boss George Kinoti and some police officers. Millicent Luamba digged that story and brings us the following report.
Kenya kwisha au Kenya kwanza.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has come to the defense of former Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI boss George Kinoti over what he termed as a witch hunt from President William Ruto's administration. Addressing the media on November 3rd, Raila noted that government officials had targeted Kinoti following Ruto's directive on investigations of extrajudicial killings. He stated that they will support investigations into extrajudicial killings. However, he stated that they will not allow Kinoti to be targeted in the process.
We are also concerned about the so-called probe into extrajudicial executions, which is turning into a witch hunt against the former DCI boss, Mr. George Kinoti, and some few police officers. Let's be clear on the so-called extrajudicial executions. As a party, we believe in the sanctity of life of every Kenyan. As we have said time and again, we believe in the rule of law. We believe in the due process. Naturally, therefore, we are opposed to extrajudicial executions in our country because our supporters have been the greatest victims over the years. We believe that all, not some, cases of real or suspected extrajudicial executions need to be investigated and those responsible punished. We are, however, firmly opposed to the current trend directed by a vindictive regime that the president that seems to be pursuing a personal vendetta against specific current and past state officers in the pretext of pursuing extrajudicial execution.
Raila noted the focus on the investigations had shifted from determining the cause of the extrajudicial killings to Kinoti's tenure in office. Further, he called on the government to extend investigations currently focusing on 2 missing Indians to a number of Kenyans who died mysteriously over the years.
Ruto appears to believe that the coming of the UDI regime is a perfect mandate for him to punish the officers he long had a grudge against. We are here to say no. We oppose that attempt to sacrifice state officers who, in the line of duty, may have rubbed politicians the wrong way and who are now being selectively punished for having done their job. Ruto seems to be looking for some Indians whom he lost in the middle of the August elections. Those Indians were human beings. They deserve to live, and we continue to pray for their families and hope that they be found alive and that justice shall be done in their case.
The Azimio la Umoja principals called for an inquiry into the death of businessman Jacob Juma, Chris Msando, and ICC witnesses. Raila made the statements in reference to the order for investigations into the disappearance of 2 Indians who were part of Ruto's campaign team.
As Mr. Ruto mounts a search for the Indians, whoever and whatever they were to him, we want an equally vigorous search to establish the truth behind their disappearance and death of tens of Kenyans, including the following: Sergeant Kipyegon Kenei, the administration police officer, went missing just when he was supposed to accompany his colleagues the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to record a statement in the 39.5 billion shillings fake arms probe that involved the office of the Deputy President when Ruto was serving in that capacity. Christopher Koech, who taught at Kaunga Primary School in Mumias, was later found lying on the side of a road near Shibuli Market with foam in his mouth and was sweating profusely. At one time, he was under witness protection and even sought refuge in a neighboring country. Meshak Yebei, whose mutilated body was found in Savo National Park, some 600 miles or kilometers from the Eldoret where he had disappeared. He too was linked to the ICC cases. Journalist John Kitui was allegedly killed for his reporting on the death of a witness in the ICC proceedings. Journalist Walter Osapiri Baraza and Philip Kipkoech Bet, alias Kipsengera, both wanted by the Hague-based International Criminal Court for interfering with witnesses. Their whereabouts remain unknown to date. Chris Musando, the IEBC IT manager, was tortured and murdered days to the 2017 election.
The duo Mohammed Zaid and Zulfikar Ahmed disappeared weeks before the August 9th polls. Investigations on the same have also seen 9 officers attached to the disbanded Special Service Unit arrested over the same.
As a party, we demand an immediate end to the selective and vindictive process Ruto was embarked on with regard to disappearances and extrajudicial executions. Instead, we demand a transparent, professional, and inclusive public inquest to assist the country and families determine the fate or whereabouts of members who disappeared or died under unclear circumstances, including the ICC witnesses and election officials.
Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.